Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're catching this broadcast. Welcome to your to-do list from the universe. I am your host, Cindy Van Arnhem, and today I wanted to share a little bit of a story. You know, sometimes we can get caught up in the understanding of the work that we do, so much so that we forget to practice what we preach. So years ago, back in 2018, 2019, maybe even before that, I set an intention that I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to speak from the stages. And actually, this does come back now that I'm actually telling the story. This does come back even further. I used to study the Quantum Leap program through T. Harv Eker, and I took the Train the Trainer program. I wanted to be a speaker almost my whole life. And it was in my early mid-20s that I started studying with T. Harv Eker and doing this work, studying Brendan Burchard, doing that work. But nothing would ever fully land for me. It was just this dream, this idea of something that was possible for me. And I thought that I needed to understand all the hows to make that work, that I needed to have the strategy and the right format and the right all the pieces and the right people behind me and all these things. I thought that I needed everything outside of me to make this happen. And guess what? It didn't happen. Not that way anyways. So fast forward several years, back up to 2018, 2019. I had gotten off track with things because what I had tried to do outside of myself wasn't working. So I was bartending, I was back in school taking event and promotions management, and I met Joy Kingsborough. Now, Joy at the time was channeling with the numbers. She was speaking about numerology all the time, and I had never meditated. I had never experienced any of the quote unquote woo of the world. And I signed up to work with her for a year. I was just drawn to working with her. And I went to her very first retreat in 2018. And I remember being at that event thinking, I am so out of my league. I don't know why I'm here. But everything in my numerology was screaming, be a speaker. Be a speaker. Well, I didn't know what I wanted to speak about. I didn't know what that meant, but I set an intention that I would be a speaker, that I would speak on stages and have thousands of people and connect and be in community. That's what I wanted. I wanted to create impact in that way. And I forgot that dream. Because all the things, 2020 came along and everything changed. Our world changed. And I began speaking, but from a different perspective. I was speaking through Zoom. I was speaking on YouTube. I was speaking behind a camera instead of on stages. And I got comfortable. I got really comfortable. I am very comfortable behind a camera. It's really easy for me here. I never used to be. There was always these pieces of like the fear of pressing go live. And even now when I decided to do live numerology readings, there was fear behind that. And yet I've learned behind a camera to step through the fear and do it anyway. So let's bring it back to the to-do list for today. Because in all of these pieces of wanting to be a speaker and forgetting to allow myself to have the dream and being comfortable in what is right now versus being comfortable in the dream, in the vision, was that I'm not going to live events right now, even though I could. That I am comfortable behind the camera, and so I stay behind the camera. That I'm not actively seeking out ways to get myself on stage to be speaking. And so this morning, as I was feeling into this and having conversations and really feeling into what it is that I am committing to in all of this 4 energy, we've got a ruling number 4, we've got the 4 of spades, we've got all this 4 showing up saying, what are you willing to commit to? And are you willing to let go of the how? The 4 loves control. And you've heard me say this time and time again. Your job is not to figure out how. If you know how, you'd already have your dream. And if you're working on the hows, you are probably recreating your past and not creating a future, because it's not your job to know how. It's your job to focus on the dream, to focus on what you want, and then allow yourself to have what you want. So I got busy in all the busy work in the house and the tech and the things that needed to get done, the to-do list and all the hows. I'm human too. We all do it. But this morning I caught myself and I saw the desire to control, the desire to try to recreate the past by doing the same thing over and over and over again. True definition of insanity right there. Same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So number one, I had to let go of the how this morning. That's not my job. There's no fucking mountain. I am willing to sit with the feeling state of my dream. What does it feel like to be on stage? What does it feel like to be writing books? What does it feel like to be creating that kind of impact? What does it feel like to be in community and connection with human beings in real life? What does that feel like? Not what does it look like? What do I think it feels like? No, what does it feel like in the body? So there was an acceptance of what I want. The dream hasn't changed in years. I'm 41 now. It was 24, 25 when I had that dream. That dream has not changed. Not even a little bit. It's maybe gotten bigger, but it hasn't changed. I still want to speak. And so an acceptance of, will you let yourself have the dream? The universe wants you to have what you want. It says it in the laws of the universe. The only thing stopping us from having our dream is this, trying to figure out how. That's it. So here's your to-do list for today. Number one, walk away from the busy work. Forget the to-do list. This seems to be the task almost every day, but especially today, because the 4 is going to inspire you to be productive. The 4 is going to want you to get shit done. The 4 is going to want you to try to control the to-do list so that you get it all done. So at the end of the day, you have this sense of accomplishment. You're like, yeah, I got shit done. Except you got shit done that had nothing to do with your dream. And you were so busy doing all that stuff that you forgot to feel what it feels like to live your dream. We literally live in a virtual reality where we are making shit up all the time. So if you want to make something up that's amazing, you gotta focus on it. To-do list and busy work isn't the focus. You get this false sense of breakthrough at the end of the day where you're like, yeah, I checked it all off, except you got to do it all again the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day, and you're just recreating the same bullshit. So number one, let go of the to-do list today. Walk away from it. No busy work. Number two, move your body. Allow some movement to occur, whether that's just a walk out in nature or it's some yoga or it's some dance. Just move your body. Let your body move. That 4 wants us to nurture our home, our environment, our physical. I was in queue this morning and the only thing that came through was make a salad. And I was laughing. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But it has to do with everything. It is the nurturing of the environment. And number 3, be with yourself today. Whatever that looks like. You know, we always use the phrasing, go be in nature. And we forget that we are nature. So be with you. Whatever capacity that looks like, whether it's on the patio or it's spending time in the garden or you're out in the trees, whatever that looks like. Or just simply sit in meditation in queue and be with you, be with the body, be with yourself, be with your dream. Feel the dream. That's what the 4s are inspiring for us today. So walk away from the busy work. That will never, ever, ever get you where you need to be or where you want to be. So, number 1, walk away from the busy work and the to-do list. Number 2, move your body. And number 3, be with you today. Be with your dream. All right. I hope you have an incredible, beautiful day. Enjoy all of this 4 energy. This is a whole new level of commitment, my friends. And always remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I see your power. Bye for now.